Well, welcome back. America marking its 250th birthday, sparking massive celebrations across the country and the rich history of our financial institutions. BNY has been in business since the very beginning of this country, founded by Alexander Hamilton back in 1784. The nation's oldest bank, evolving alongside the U.S. economy, helping power today's global financial system and digital assets markets. Joining me now is the man behind it, BNY CEO Robin Vince, back with us this morning. Robin, great to have you. Welcome back.
It's great to be with you, Maria. Yeah, we were here from the very start. It's a fun fact about our company.
And I love that. And I love that Alexander Hamilton started our first Treasury Secretary. When you think about the founding of BNY and how it has evolved, what do you want to tell us about where we've come from and where we're going and where BNY is going as well?
Well, I think the story of BNY is really a story of teamwork, of culture, client focus, and then constant innovation and reinvention, because the company that we were 242 years ago, we were founded before the Constitution was ratified. We were the first stock ever traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and our people have a lot of pride from that history. You know, founder Alexander Hamilton, it's super cool. But the real story of the company is one now of being a platforms company that's been growing, that's been changing, that's been evolving, and our people are really powering that. It's our culture that allows reinvention. That's the fuel for innovation. That's how you get focused on clients. That's how you deliver new products and solutions for clients. That's how you delight them, and that's how you grow.
Yeah, and I want to ask you more about that. I want to ask you about AI, about digital assets. But first, let's talk about one major innovation from the Trump administration, and President Trump and the Treasury officially launching Trump accounts. And this is such an important program, new program designed to give American children a financial head start. The president pointing out any gains in the stock market just in the last year as to why it's so critical to get invested early in life. Watch this.
Children that are born without money, without any money, great parents, they can have everything, can be great, but they have no money. They can become very wealthy children at 18, and they can flip it over, or their people can flip it over into other vehicles at a certain age so that they don't take it out. I would recommend they probably don't take it out, but they can have a lot of money, especially if the market continues.
The Council of Economic Advisors says if a maximum contribution is made, children can have over $300,000 by the age of 18, over $1 million by the age of 28. Robin, these numbers are mind-boggling. BNY is serving as the national infrastructure for these accounts. Tell us how that works.
Well, we're proud to do it. First of all, got to congratulate the President, the Treasury Secretary, National Design Studio, Robin Hood, our partner in executing all of this. We're live as of the weekend. It's an important piece of public policy because the American dream is alive and well in the United States. We've got an incredible economy. We've got great growth as a country, the greatest economy that the world has ever seen. Those are just facts. But the reality is not everybody is a stakeholder in all of that success. We've got 40% of Americans who don't participate directly in the stock market. And so this initiative is about bringing more people to have a stake in the actual capital markets, in the economy, in the greatest companies in America, so that more people can actually have that stake in success. And so how does the program work? It's a very simple principle. Get started early. At birth, ideally, but the sooner the better, in saving, investing in companies, and enjoy the power of compounding. If we enjoy the same, on average, 10% return that we've had in the past 30 years for the next 30 years, just make that assumption for a second, then if you put in $1,000, the government's going to put in that $1,000 at the beginning. Many companies, ours included, are matching that money. If you just put in a little extra every week, that money can grow in an incredible fashion. And those are some of the numbers that you were just quoting.
Absolutely. It's really incredible. And it's very important for kids to understand the value of a dollar. This is also goes a long way toward financial literacy as well. I want to get your take on how that money is invested. So in other words, the $1,000 that comes from government, that's going into an index fund?
Yes, that's right. As soon as the money goes in, it gets auto-invested in an S&P 500 tracker. So you instantly get a little slice of the 500 biggest companies in America.
I love it.
And if you've got matching, just let's do the math for 1 second, because I think the math is quite important here. $1,000 at birth, Let's imagine that you were an employee of our company. We'd also do the $1,000 of matching, so now it'd be $2,000. If you compound that over 30 years, that would be $40,000. Now, if the family was able to put in just $10 a week extra into that account over the lifetime, the $40,000 would become $140,000.
Wow.
So now you're really building a stake that's valuable for an individual.
Yeah.
And so that's what this program's about.
That is wonderful. Let me get your take on the backdrop here. Second quarter earnings season kicking off next week. Obviously, you will be reporting, and we'll get a window into what's going on once you report your quarterly numbers. But how does the backdrop feel to you right now in terms of deposits, in terms of the consumer? What are you seeing?
I think from the economy point of view, if you just look at the facts of the stock market and look at the general enthusiasm in the market, look at the rate curve, the economy is doing pretty well. Obviously, we've had inflation that's been a little bit on the higher side. I'll have to see what happens with energy prices. They had been coming down until today's news. That probably puts a little bit of upward pressure back on them. So on this sort of balancing edge on inflation, we kind of want some inflation because that's what you get when you have a growing economy. You actually have people being able to make more money in the economy. That's a good thing. A little bit of price increase is okay. You just don't want that to get out of control. So we are sort of in this Goldilocks moment right now. You have to be very sensitive to the fact that valuations are high. There are a lot of risks and pressures in the world. And so let's not get overconfident about where we are. But the fact of where we are right now is it's pretty good.
Yeah. What about deposit levels? There's a lot of uncertainty on the banks around the upcoming Clarity Act, whether or not crypto platforms will be able to pay rewards, and that will take money from traditional bank deposit accounts. Your deposits have been increasing. What's your sense in terms of consumer deposits?
Well, look, I think the public policy around the Clarity Act is important. That's going through the sausage-making process right now on Capitol Hill. We'll have to see how all of that shakes out. But the state of the bill, as it is now, is not to pay yield on balances, which is quite an important fundamental assumption in that bill. And if that carries on in that way, then we'll see the stablecoin market and the digital asset market be able to kind of get back to the innovation of the technology, creating new pathways, creating new rails. That's really the power and the promise of the technology. But what we probably don't need to see is massive disruption for consumers, reduction in capital available for lending. Those things wouldn't be super helpful to the U.S. economy. And that's the risk associated with going too hard, too fast on yield on a stablecoin.
It's a great point, and I know Kevin Cramer and the senators are working on this, are worried about community banks potentially tightening up the lending for that very reason.
And I think that's the focus. We should be focused on community banks. At the end of the day, community banks are a bedrock of our markets, and we need them to be able to have deposits from consumers to be able to lend. So they're lending to the local farmers, to the local businesses, to be able to make mortgages. And without deposits, they can't lend.
Yeah. BNY expanding its partnership with Circle to include stablecoin services for institutional clients. Circle USDC will be the first stablecoin on BNY's digital assets custody platform. Robin, what can you tell us about this? Are you expecting everything to become tokenized? The launch expands BNY's role as the primary custodian of U.S. stablecoin reserves. Tell us how this works and what you're expecting in terms of growth here.
Well, we're proud to partner with Circle. We partner with others as well. Last week, we also announced something with Stripe, so we're part of their stablecoin network as well. We are interoperable across these coins, and we're proud to support each of them. We don't have our own coin. That's very deliberate. We are about enabling our clients' success, and so helping Circle to be able to promulgate USDC, that's part of it. But we also work with the other coins as well and the other providers. Paxos, there are many different providers that we are engaged with. And so if you think about the technology, and just step back for a second, what is it about? The technology is about creating new, efficient ways of settling securities, moving money, and the market is ready for that type of reinvention. Now, it'll happen probably slowly. It's an evolution, probably more than a revolution, but we're very happy to be part of that and excited about places that this technology can add value in capital markets.
Well, and that's what my next question was in terms of AI and the evolution here, because people are wondering about the implications of AI utilization on the company's profitability. scalability and efficiency improvements. How are you using AI right now?
So look, AI is a huge opportunity, and I think it's a huge opportunity for individuals. We've got the ability to have an AI super productive assistant in our pocket, helping us be more efficient, be able to take some of the administration out of each of our individual lives. It's an opportunity for companies to be able to take some of the drudgery work out. All companies have it. To be able to provide better services for clients, be able to create a superpower for employees to be able to help them to be able to do more things and more interesting things than they could before. It's a super powerful technology, but it is about adoption. And the question is key because the technology is already at such a level that all of us in our individual lives, in our corporations, the struggle is how do you get it more embedded so that it's more part of every piece of workflow that we have inside a company. So we built our own platform. It's called Eliza, back to our history, Alexander Hamilton's spouse. We've got agent builders in our company. We've trained everybody. We're doing 10, 20, 30, 40 hours of training. We're really helping people be able to adopt AI. We've got over 200 solutions in production. And we really believe that AI can be a superpower for the company and a superpower for the people in the company.
I love that.
We choose to be AI optimists. There are a lot of doom-mongers out there, but that's not us.
And Eliza, I love that. Alexander Hamilton's partner. Look, you are right in the thick of things in terms of these general secular trends going on, like treasury issuance, like digital assets, increasingly sophisticated wealth markets. But, you know, the fixed income markets will impact BNY if we see a downturn there. So you've got to be focused on what Kevin Warsh is doing right now at the Federal Reserve, right? How do you see his role changing the Fed business? And are you going to be there when they start cutting down the balance sheet?
Well, look, every Fed chair comes in, and I think it's a very healthy process that when you come in as a new leader, I know I did this coming into my company, you come into a new leadership position and you take a look at everything. You re-underwrite. You don't carry forward all of the assumptions of your predecessor because you have an opportunity for a fresh look. And so he's announced a series of different task forces to look at various different, how do they do guidance? How do they manage the balance sheet? And these are the right questions. Now, we don't know the answers yet. And so they'll do their work. And he's sort of pointing the way that he'd like to change some things, which makes sense. But if you step back on where we are right now in the fixed income markets, we've got a fantastic economy. We've got 10 years at about 4.5%. We've got a 30-year at about 5%. Those are pretty Goldilocks levels in the grand scheme of things for an economy that's running like this.
You're right. Robin, great to have you this morning. Thanks so much.
Good to be with you.
All right, Robin Vince joining us at BNY. We'll be right back. Stay with us.